now we're in the movie zone. And here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cinematic Relief. I'm Thunder,
and I'm Lightning,
and we're doing honorable mentions.
Oops, honorable mentions.
Oops, all honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Which, if it's not called that, maybe I should go back and call it that. But yeah, rather than focusing on one thing, we're just going to talk about a couple things that we've been watching.
Ashuria says, I haven't really used Instagram, but I'll check it out. Yeah, please
Thank
do.
you. Yeah, we would appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. Didn't mention if the pictures of us is what pulled them in, but that's fine. That's okay. We don't need that information. We know in our hearts. There's only one picture up right now, so we know.
Right, yeah. Any likes we get, any follows we get are because of that picture.
Exactly.
So, allow me to start.
Yes. How was your week in movies? That's not this podcast.
I'm angry.
Oh no.
I'm Thunder from Thunderland Gaming, and I'm angry. I said I would do this. I promised the universe I would do this. This is the official Thunder and Lightning Gaming boycott of the Oscars.
Yes. Okay, here we go. I knew this was coming. I knew it.
That's how, don't watch the Oscars because I told you to. That's how being an influencer works, right? I don't want to just start yelling. I want to have a educated conversation about this. I have the list open. What are they doing over there?
Here's I'm not going to be much help to you in this conversation, and I'll tell you why.
You've always...
Well, not always. No, there was a time. I remember when Lord of the Rings, the third Lord of the Rings was coming out. I was all over that shit. I was so into it.
You were watching its Oscar, Road to the Oscars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was my first time seeing all four of them not in that movie, and I was like, holy shit, look how normal they look. But after that, things started becoming more and more bullshit about it. And my final straw, not that I put a lot of
I'm curious
commitment and time into this anyways, but my final straw was Infinity War in Black Panther.
Yeah, because they were both up for a bunch, but they didn't.
No, they chose Black Panther over Infinity War for pretty much everything.
Right. Even Best Picture, even though it didn't win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was when I said it doesn't, these award shows have lost so much merit over the years. Not just, I don't pay attention to any of them. The Grammys, the Oscars, whatever the fuck. They're just a popularity contest.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they're not even that. Sometimes it's about indie movies that nobody's ever heard of to make them seem sophisticated. Yeah,
and that's where most of my issues lie. I do want to go to bat in defense of the Game Awards. I think the Game Awards have managed to corporatize but not lose their integrity when
the Gaming Awards. Well, see,
when
even
compared
those,
to other,
I'm already
when compared to other.
Oh, sure.
No, me too. Exactly what you were about to say. Me too.
Like you
when
said,
to
the game that you want to win. I already forget
Hi-Fi
the name
Rush
of it.
is what it's called.
You were like Game of the Year. I was sitting here and I didn't say it, and I wish I did because it would have made sense to this conversation. I was gonna say probably should deserve it, but Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna win.
Well, yeah, that's what separates the Gaming Awards, I think, because sometimes the game that should win wins. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes, there's only been 10 Game Awards, compared to the hundreds of Oscars there's been. So here's my issue. Here's the list of Best Pictures. All Quiet on the Western Front, which obviously was going to get nominated. It's All Quiet on the goddamn Western Front. It's a a German cinema remake of that. Avatar: Way of the Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, which is a film I had not heard of until this list. Baz Luhrmann's Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, Women Talking. And I promised everyone I would do this. This boycott is coming because RRR was not nominated for Best Picture.
You've already been called Angry Big Baby in chat.
Good. By who?
Your dad.
Good. My dad, he's like the number 2 biggest RRR fan. RRR, Three of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my entire life came out this year, and none of them are nominated for Best
Can you
Picture.
give me the other ones?
Yeah, Glass Onion and Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Okay.
And Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is nominated for Best Animated, but like, why isn't RRR nominated for Best Picture? Naatu Naatu got nominated for Best Song, the thing it just won at the Golden Globes. Why is Avatar nominated? I know nobody who saw that movie. Why is Top Gun Maverick nominated? What is Triangle of Sadness? What is The Banshees of Inisherin? Also, in case you're not on my side yet, in case you still think that the Oscars know what they were doing, Everything Everywhere All at Once was nominated for basically everything. It's, no pun intended, it's kind of sweeping. Except it wasn't nominated for visual effects.
Oh.
What the fuck? That's like the one thing it deserved to win.
I haven't seen it. I've heard good things, but
it's baffling.
There's only 2 movies on that list, first of all, that I really even know much about, and only 2 that I've seen, and that's Elvis and
Top Gun?
No, actually, I've only seen Elvis.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I think I just meant 2 that I'd heard of. 3. Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, Top Gun,
and Avatar.
and Avatar. So I knew more than I thought. Cat needs to leave the room. I've been off this train for a while, so I mean, welcome to the club.
I'm on a new train. It's fuck the Oscars. Don't watch them.
No, that's I'm in the next cart.
Like everyone who worked on RRR was very civil, which was cool. They were like, "Oh, congrats to us. We got nominated for Best Song." And I was like, "You should, I know it's unprofessional. You should pop off right now. Like you should be like, what did we do? Like what did we have to do to get Best Oscar? If not RRR, what the fuck do we have to do to get Best Oscar?" RRR isn't actually, we already knew this, but RRR isn't even nominated for Best what's the actual what do you actually call it? Best International Film, because the Indian Cinema chose to nominate something else. Oh, and it didn't even make the list. Neat. So there's no Indian cinema presence in the international film feature film category. It's just a joke. This was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Is that the phrase?
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, this no further. I was like, RRR is up for consideration for so many categories. It deserves at least, because that's my thing. That's why I was so specific about this. RRR doesn't have to win Best Oscar. I just wanted it to be nominated. And you couldn't even do that. Instead, you nominate a bunch of movies no one's heard about.
Well, that's the thing. That's the vibe that I get from these awards is, let's throw a couple big names out there, keep the plebs happy.
Right.
Then let's put a couple artsy ones in there so that they know that we have taste and we know what we're talking about. But it's a popularity contest.
I'd like to add to that. You're right. It's like let's put the ones that people have heard of. Let's put the artsy fartsy indie movies, and then let's put the clear winner. And in my eyes, that's Everything Everywhere All at Once. Of this list, I think that's definitely going to win. I personally didn't love it. I would watch it again, but I wasn't like so like, what, that was incredible, like everyone else was. Maybe it was overhyped, but that usually doesn't happen for me. So I think it just wasn't my kind of movie. And also, I think I'm learning that I just don't like A24, because I also watched what was that movie called? I watched X. It's a horror movie.
Okay.
I was really excited to watch it. It was not that great, and that was another A24 movie, and I was like, do I just not like A24 movies? So I looked up a list of every A24 movie, because there's not that many. And of the list of like probably 100, 200 A24 movies, I've seen about 6 or 7, and I only thoroughly enjoyed one of them, and that was The Disaster Artist.
Oh, okay, fair
which
enough.
I didn't even know was an A24 film.
Same. But yeah, I mean, I love making this podcast because I love movies.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't care less about the awards anymore, because it's not going to sway my opinion of what movie I thought was the best movie that year.
See, and whenever you've been like, I don't like the Oscars because here's all my reasons, I've never argued with you. You have a bunch of valid reasons, but I was kind of holding out hope. I was just sitting here like, I want to like them because I like movies. And I saw RRR, and I was like, this is it. This is the turning point. If this doesn't get nominated for everything, I'm fully 100% on team fuck the Oscars. This is ridiculous. There's no reason to care about them anymore. I don't know.
Death of the Oscars for Thunder and Lightning.
For yeah. What do we got in chat?
Your dad's saying the Oscars could always the Oscars could always off the rails. They are shitty choosers. I think he meant the Oscars are always off the rails. They're shitty choosers. I saw the Banshee movie. It was good, not RRR good though. Not even same category.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I believe you.
That's the stuff we're talking about.
And those are both for my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I guess like I don't know. I'm done talking about this. That was my first thing that I wanted to talk about. So the floor is yours to talk about.
Oh sure, I've got some oldies. I'm not gonna say it, but decent shows.
Okay.
Some oldies, but very good shows.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I was trying not.
You're trying to. Yes, I get it.
I recently watched all of The Pacific.
Okay.
Do you know anything about that show?
I feel like you've talked about it before to me.
Really? Because I just started watching.
Then I've definitely heard the name. I don't know what it is.
So it's a World War II miniseries.
Okay.
That has Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg in on it. I'm.
You can ignore her.
Yeah, I'm going to.
No worries.
And it follows the story of a bunch of real life soldiers who were fighting in Japan during World War II, and it was really good.
Wait, sorry. The story's about Japanese soldiers?
No, American soldiers.
Okay. Got it.
But they're real and like they follow their whole story and everything.
Right. Sounds like the perfect Chris show.
Yeah.
Sounds like exactly the shit that you're into.
I had started watching one a few years ago, and I'm starting to think now that it was Band of Brothers, and I just didn't get into it, and I'm going to try it again. Because now that I've seen The Pacific, I was like, well, that was really, really good, as it should have been. Band of Brothers should be good, too. But fucking The Punisher is in that show.
Oh, the new Punisher?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, what's his name? Rami? The dude who played Freddie Mercury?
Oh, Rami Malek.
Yeah, he's like one of the main characters.
In Pacific?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. That guy rocks.
Yeah, he was really good in it, too.
Did you ever end up watching the new James Bond?
No,
I also haven't seen it.
No, my James Bond life is fused to yours right now.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Neat.
Yeah. So, it was really good. It got me. I usually don't run into issues like this. Like, I know you and Pauline run into issues like this. It gave me nightmares last night.
Oh. Why, if you don't mind me asking? It doesn't sound like a scary
Have you ever seen Saving Private Ryan?
No. But, like, feel free to spoil it.
No. The Americans won.
Oh, okay. That I could have parsed.
Steven Spielberg has a certain way of bringing to you, and I don't even know. I actually have. He was a producer on this. I don't know if he filmed it or directed or anything like that.
Okay.
But based off of Saving Private
usually
Ryan,
when he has his fingers in something, he has influence over.
Yeah. But Saving Private Ryan had the same feel as The Pacific when it comes to, for whatever reason, this man can perfectly show you the horrors of war in the moment, and like, it's incredible.
Interesting.
I'm
doubly interesting because you don't get a lot of nightmares, right?
No.
Aren't you a big you get one every so often?
No, I don't dream usually at all.
Right.
But this show just finally got to me. The last episode, actually. Yeah. This is it, though.
You don't
This
have
is
to
it.
You don't have
I'm
to
gonna let
her
her in. I'm gonna let her in, but I'm not letting her back
If
out.
I'm being honest, she probably doesn't want to commit. She probably wants you to go bring her water.
Oh, well, that's not happening right now. She doesn't have enough channel points for that.
You need at least 200K before we'll bring you a glass of water.
But like, one of my favorite things in Saving Private Ryan, I know that's not the show I was just talking about,
Right.
but it's this level of detail that is shown in the Pacific as well, is when they're storming Normandy, and that's like the big scene in that movie. I'm sure.
Well, that's, for lack of a better term, that's like the big scene of that war.
Yeah. And I'm sure the Corridor crews have actually done something on this. We actually might have even talked about this specific scene.
Oh, okay.
But there's a soldier in the background, mind you. This isn't even a focal point in the movie, but this is the attention to detail. He gets shot, and the bullet goes through his canteen, and if you watch carefully, it's water, blood that starts spilling out of the canteen.
Oh, but this is like, you could go on not noticing
You could have
detail.
never noticed it.
Shit like
but
that's cool.
But like, that's the attention to detail that he puts into all of these scenes, the horrors that he just puts into these scenes.
It's almost like an anime level of like, you didn't need to show me that detail.
Yeah.
But you chose to, and I appreciate it.
There's a sniper. Again, I know more facts about Saving Private Ryan, that's why I'm bringing this up. There's a sniper, and if you look carefully, he's got a bruise on his thumb. That's because those fucking snipers got bruises in that exact spot.
From doing that thing yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
But like,
I love CGI, full stop. But I love when CGI, and it sounds like that was probably makeup.
Yeah,
but the canteen thing, I love when CGI is.
It wasn't CGI.
It wasn't?
No.
They did that. Like,
it's practical.
Tube or whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I will finish my point real quick. I love CGI when that's used for.
Holy shit.
What?
We got a 250 point redeemed to hydrate Daphne.
Oh no. A conundrum has happened.
Well, we are. Oh, holy shit! We got a bunch of them. Oh my god, we got 3 hydrates for Daphne. Okay, this isn't animal abuse.
God.
This cat. Hold on, you take care of it. This cat ggets pampered. Okay, she eats and sleeps and drinks all in this one room. Oh, she's in the doorway. No, she left. She left. He takes care of this cat very well. I just want to make that clear. But we will take time out of this stream because there's a total of, I'm horrible at math, 2, 4, 6, 7, 750 points have been redeemed for Daphne to get water. So we are taking care of that immediately. We were not going to for your sake, but you have told us you would rather her get water. So she's gotten water. Everybody can sleep fine tonight. She's hydrated. I can hear her.
Being hydrated as we speak.
So everybody, we make an Instagram and we're already canceled for animal abuse immediately.
I didn't abuse my animal.
I know you did.
Almost exactly the opposite.
Well, the cat has been taken care of.
The cat has been taken care of off camera, if you know what I mean.
But yeah, that is it's the same level of craftsmanship. But it's brutal. There are just some scenes. There's one scene, if I can spoil it.
Sure. I don't think I'm going to watch the Pacific, but yeah.
I mean, this isn't even like a spoiler. This is just, I mean, it's an action spoiler, I guess. Actually, it's a practical effects spoiler, I'm pretty sure. But they're like strolling through past Japanese soldiers, and they stop, and there's like a slumped over Japanese soldier with the top of his head gone.
Okay.
And it cuts away, and you're looking at one of the main characters, and you just keep hearing a splash. And he looks over, kind of annoyed. And I bring this up for the practical effects aspect, because it had to be practical effects, but also just the level of that's fucked up that this show will do. There's just a guy just tossing pebbles into the head. It's just because like rain and shit, like it's nasty. It's nasty, but the practical effect is incredible. Because it has to be a totally fake head, and it looks really real.
Yeah,
because the splashing is just too. The reason I say that is there's no way they could have
because you said this was an
CGI'd
old TV show, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's early 2000s. Up there, she's fine. She's fine. Hydrated enough. 750 points worth of hydration.
All your fucking fans want to see that I didn't kill you. Come here, Daphne. Come on. Come on, Daphne.
Oh, that was the easiest way to get up there. Oh, not yet. Hold on. I can make it so. This is what the people want.
Oh, now she's over by me. You got a bunch of fans who spent real actual points on you.
I'm gonna leave the camera like that if she stays there.
Now you're rubbing my games. All right. Well, I will pet you if you're gonna be on camera. And otherwise, that's not the only reason I pet her. I feel like I'm being like constantly judged as a pet owner. It's not even my fucking cat. Is she still on camera? Make sure she's on camera, for the love of God.
She's on camera.
Okay.
I got it.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, go to your little bed. Oh, to eat all my bottle caps, sure, whatever. Okay, could you fix my camera, please?
Yes. Still technically on camera, but I will fix it. This is now Cinemiotic Relief. Nice.
Damn.
Love it.
Damn. Thank you for that. Thank you for that one. And
that was Tsunami, by the way.
Yes, I'm there now.
Oh, okay, cool.
I actually wanted to, real quick before we move over to me.
Yeah.
I wanted to check in.
Oh, are we like ping ponging?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
I wanted to. So I think the last time we did this, you recommended a movie to me called Fury.
Yes.
I didn't watch it yet. It's on my list. I promise you, it's on my list for sure. I did find something else about it though. Do you know who directed that film? It was directed by David Ayer.
Okay.
He directed the first Suicide Squad movie. So
I mean, this is a much more. I didn't have words to respond to that. This is much better movie.
Right. See, and the reason I bring this up, I want to be clear about this. I'm not saying like, Daphne. Okay, you're done. You're done. There you go. Holy
Immediately.
Shit. Okay, it's fine.
She knows she has fans.
I wasn't bringing that up to be like, did you lie to me? Is Fury actually a bad movie? More the opposite of like, you say Fury, you describe Fury to me and you're like, it's this good. And then I found out who the director is. I'm like, interesting. Maybe Suicide Squad was a better movie before the studio fucked with it. Like, genuinely, I'm thinking that now.
Well, I think it also has to do with your cast. I mean...
True, yeah.
I mean, Fury's got an all-star cast.
Yeah.
They picked Margot Robbie as... And this wasn't a bad pick visually.
No.
They picked Margot Robbie, which, like, sure, looks just like Harley Quinn, but then she performed the way she did in that movie.
Mm-hmm. She performed, if I may, she performed the way she always does, which is to say not as good as I'd like her to.
Yeah, you're, like, officially not a... I don't mind her in other stuff. I don't like her as Harley Quinn.
I'm really, like, hoping and praying to the lords above that Barbie is the movie that makes me, like, back on Team Margot Robbie.
Okay.
Because I'm really excited for the Barbie movie. And they got Margot Robbie to play Barbie, and we all know how much I don't like her, but let's hope she kills it. Anyways, that was just a quick little, I've got to talk about Poker Face. I've got to talk about Poker Face.
I know nothing about this.
Okay. Holy shit, dude. So this is a Peacock exclusive.
Okay.
So I paid $10 because I really didn't want ads. I don't know how many episodes of Poker Face a free Peacock subscription gets you. But it's 5 episodes in because they had a 4-episode premiere for some reason. And then episodes are going to release weekly. It's 10 episodes. So this show is starring Natasha Lyonne.
Okay.
And it is written and directed by Rian Johnson, the guy who did Glass Onion and Knives Out.
I know Rian Johnson.
And The Last Jedi. So
he's also the narrator of Arrested Development.
No. That's Ron.
Oh shit! I always get them confused. Ron Howard.
Ron Howard.
My bad.
So here's literally every episode of Poker Face. Okay, it's a murder mystery show. Here's literally every episode of it. They use the first bit before the first commercial break. They show you the entire crime. They show you who was murdered. They show you who did the murder. They tell you why they're doing the murder. They show you motive. They show you all the steps they took to plan this murder. They show you the whole everything. Natasha Lyonne's character is not in that part. After the first commercial break, it cuts to a day prior. Now you're following Natasha Lyonne's character, and you see the whole thing again from her perspective. You see the day leading up to it. You see her find out the news or witness the murder, and then you follow her until she solves it. Spoiler alert, it's an episodic TV show. She usually solves it.
So is this not more on the lines of like an NCIS or something like that?
No, because Natasha Lyonne's character is not a cop or a PE or a private investigator. She's just some person. And her thing is that she knows when people are lying. She has this like superpower, basically. She's got this tick where she can tell if you're lying or not. She doesn't know why, but if you say something that's a lie, she knows it.
Okay.
So she uses that to solve these crimes. And it's got like an all-star like guest cast, like every episode, because it's a new crime, is like a new cast of characters. And there's like a lot of big names that I'm like, oh shit, it's you. Oh shit. It's so good. It's the writing and directing you expect from Rian Johnson. It's the like everything is wrapped up in a nice little bow by the end of the episode that you expect from Rian Johnson. And it's Natasha Lyonne essentially playing like an aged Jewish man, where she's just like, I don't know, I'm trying to solve the fucking murder, and I'm trying to think maybe you're a piece of shit. So it's like it's got that Rian Johnson sense of humor that you've come to know from the other two movies, because it's not a comedy, right? But sometimes it's funny.
Yeah.
And I love that Rian Johnson is like taking it upon himself to take the murder mystery genre and like not just make it popular again, but like flip it on its head.
Well, so I am just I only have the knowledge that you're giving me right now. Is it the mystery, the murder mystery genre flipped on its head, or is it just NCIS with a twist?
No, it's not NCIS. Stop comparing to.
Well, that's what you described to me. They show you the murder, then they show you the person trying to solve the murder. That's NCIS. That's all it is.
But but NCIS is a cop show. This is a murder mystery show.
Okay, but it's not a mystery to you.
Right, and that's what I was going to get into, because that's how Knives Out is too. They show you the whole thing. They tell you who did it, and then the movie happens. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's every episode of this. The mystery of it is how she figures it out. Because she's not a cop, right? So she can't just be like, here's my badge, you're under arrest. That is what's different from NCIS, because you just, on NCIS or Law and Order, you just watch these fuckers like I'm interviewing you now. Oh, what did you do? Oh, okay. Well, you did it, so you're under arrest. In this show, she's a nobody. She's also like on the run from like the whole show takes place with her like moving. That's how she keeps finding these murders, because she's moving from location to location, trying to not get caught by I won't explain who. But she's having to like use like her real human intuition and her like keen eye for like mystery solving to no scope these murders, and then like shoehorn a way to like report them to the appropriate authorities at the last second.
Okay. There's definitely I'm picturing there's definitely some cool things that they could do with that. Yeah.
It's not it's not NCIS, you know. It's not Criminal Minds. It's a murder mystery by way of the way Rian Johnson tells murder mysteries. How it's just like, here's all the info. Now the whole point is Natasha Lyonne's character is really cool, and you're gonna really like her, right? So once you get an episode or two in, you're like, ooh, how she's gonna solve this one. I bet it's gonna be cool because she's cool.
Okay. I'd check it out.
Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I think it's really good. I always say that. That part was obvious. That I think it's really good. But I can't recommend it enough. Yeah.
Cool.
It was one of those things where like I heard about it and I was like, Ryan Johnson, I like that dude. And then I just kept seeing trailers for it and I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll just throw it on. And I was like, oh, it's fucking incredible and I can't stop watching it.
That's cool. I'm glad you stumbled upon it. Also on Peacock, not something you would expect.
Right. Also, side note, I had like a legitimate like mini like existential crisis the other day while browsing Peacock because after I was done watching Poker Face, I was like, what else was Peacock got? And Peacock is like, do you want to watch Quantum Leap or Night Court? And I was like, what year is it, Peacock? What are you talking about?
Well, they've got shit. I mean, they've got like the original King Kong and shit.
No, sorry. I mean, they just remade those two shows.
Oh.
And they're like, there's a new Night Court and a new Quantum Leap.
Right.
And I'm just like, yeah, man.
Do they also have the new Twilight Zone?
The new Twilight Zone was the new Twilight Zone was CBS Access, which I don't think is a real streaming service anymore. So I don't know what happened to the new Twilight Zone. But I heard it was not good.
Really?
I don't know.
Well, that's weird because it's
Jordan Peele. It's the Get Out Nope guy. Yeah.
Did we do an episode on Nope?
No, I haven't even seen Nope.
Okay, I watched it.
Okay. I would do an episode, but I just haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
So if you really are...
No, I mean, Langwell says, is Night Court with Bernadette?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Most corporate media sentences I've ever said. Yeah. Night Court stars the actress who played Bernadette in The Big Bang Theory, and she has a normal voice, I found out from watching 4 seconds of Night Court.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Big Bang Theory actors, Simon Helberg, I think his name is. He plays the Jewish guy on Big Bang Theory. He was in an episode of Poker Face, and my God, is he trying his best, but he really just, like, can't not act like his Big Bang Theory character sometimes. Like, I want to give him a lot of credit, because he tried, but man, oh Christ, if I wasn't watching that, if I was like, yeah, you're just the guy from Big Bang Theory, and that's all you are ruined. You're all ruined now. Yeah. So that's Poker Face.
Cool.
I recommend it to you because I know you love Knives Out.
Yeah. No. If you're telling me it's more in that vein than what I was thinking, then I'll check it out.
Yeah. It's not. And I don't know how else to say it other than like it's not a cop show because she's not a cop. You know, it's got more like style than your average cop show.
I'll check it out. I believe you. I'll give it a look.
It's being compared a lot to Columbo, if you know what that is.
I do. I would also put Columbo. I would lump that in that.
Her the way she acts, the way she solves things, is being compared to the way Columbo used to solve things.
I see what you're saying. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to do this today.
Oh, sorry.
But no, that's okay.
If you need me to.
Well, no, I just I'm not going to be doing current stuff. I wasn't like.
That's fine. Just whatever you're. Yeah.
Well,
I don't need current stuff. My next thing's not current either.
A show I'm currently watching with Pauline that I've already seen before. This is actually my 4th time watching through it.
Ooh.
Is
The Office?
The Sopranos.
Oh, yes, of course.
I
feel like I heard that you guys were watching this.
Well, we started like a full maybe year and a half, 2 years ago. I showed her the first episode. She was like, yeah. And I was like, no, but it's really good.
Always got to do 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I said that to her because we were like trying to think of something to watch a few months ago, and I was like, you should give it a few more episodes, at least. And she was like, okay, all right. She was like, is it scary like Game of Thrones? And I was like, no, a show like Game of Thrones when The Sopranos, like gore-wise.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I meant. Sorry, she was
Pauline doesn't like gore?
Yeah, have we never talked about this?
Specifically because of her job?
No, despite her job.
I see. Okay. Okay.
No,
No judgment, just
I know. I also thought it was weird. I was like, but it's just the way she has described it is she does not like. Here's the way she described it. Here's what I think. The way she described it is she does not like watching somebody die.
okay.
She's okay with seeing the after, but she doesn't want to watch it happen.
Okay.
What I take away, just having observed the way she acts in these scenes,
Yeah.
I don't think she likes jump scare deaths. I don't think she likes, and bam.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
And
So
on The
she's-
Sopranos, that happens.
So she, like, spoiler for Game of Thrones, she is probably fine with the Ned Stark scene because you see it coming, but she probably wasn't fine with the Red Wedding or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I've
Like,
been able to get.
you know, bodily harm details aside, just
Right.
specifically talking about its jump scare-idness.
Yeah, I mean, she can handle a visual death. She doesn't like gore.
Yeah. Okay.
But so you've never seen Sopranos?
No, never. I've seen. Forgive me. It's just because I watched Corridor Crew. I've seen the fucking scene where the actress who plays the mom dies off camera, and then they like CGI her back into the room, and it's monstrous.
Oh, I
Isn't that's
don't
Sopranos, right?
remember.
There's
She
like a
dies?
mom character,
There is.
and the actress dies.
I don't think the actress dies. I don't think the mom dies in real life.
Then maybe she didn't die. Maybe I thought she.
I could be wrong, but I don't think she died midway through the show.
Maybe is there a grandmother character?
Well, I mean, Tony's mom.
Mm,
So she's grandmother to the kids, but she's Tony's mom.
yeah.
I'll look into it. I mean, you could absolutely be right. I've
I-
just never
I-
heard anything like that.
I just remember seeing footage of what I thought was The Sopranos. There was an old woman character, and the story I was told was the actress died off camera, so they had to replace her for one scene with early CGI replacement, and it looks monstrous.
Interesting. I'll look into it.
I could be completely wrong. I could be thinking about a completely different TV
I
show.
mean, maybe. I don't know. But
If you
something.
don't mind, I'm gonna Google it while you're talking,
Well,
unless you don't want me to.
I want it. I'm selling you The Sopranos.
Oh.
So I'm gonna. I mean, if you want to look it up, we can look it up. But I don't want to get into my sales. Do you want me to do my sales pitch first? Okay. This is my sales pitch.
Oh, I literally don't care about the.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was my sales pitch to Pauline, and it's mine to you as well, except it took me a while to refine it because I was
Mhm.
still trying to figure out. But The Sopranos was the first, like, quick service TV shows. It was like the next step from your average TV show. Because from Sopranos, we got Breaking Bad, we got Game of Thrones.
Oh, there is
got-
a term for this. It's called prestige TV.
This was the premier prestige TV show.
Okay.
HBO Max's
The preeminent.
first. Here it is.
Oh, it is HBO Max.
It is HBO.
Oh, okay.
I mean HBO, but yeah, it's on HBO. Max.
Right, sorry, HBO, yes.
And it's just so good. And it's so good in a Shakespearean level. It's good.
Interesting.
It's Shakespeare, but in New Jersey in
Yeah,
the
give
early
me a-
2000s.
What is the subject matter of this show? Is it just these characters living their life, or is this like I thought that this was like a mob show.
It
like
is,
like
but it's
like
not the
like The Godfather.
No. So The Godfather,
Which I've also not seen.
what mob shows and movies have you seen?
I
It's a great genre of films. I know you're like branching out with film genres. Mob movies are amazing storytelling movies.
I don't know if I've ever seen a single one. You forced me to watch the Boondock Saints too.
That doesn't count. That's not even in the same ballpark as a mob
Okay,
movie.
what about something like I know it turns into a zombie movie, but what about something like From Dusk Till Dawn?
No.
No.
It's a very
know if I've-
specific genre.
Name a few of the big ones.
Goodfellas, Casino, The Godfather, Scarface. could be considered. It's not Italian mafia, but it's
Right.
in the same genre. I mean, those are the big.
I've
So
never seen any. I don't think I've seen a single frame of this genre.
So here's the deal. First of all, highly recommend.
Okay.
Highly recommend. I think you would be all over it.
Maybe that's why, in my mind, Sopranos has always been like, oh, well, that's not a show for me because it's a mob thing. I've never, ever literally seen a mob thing.
Let me tell you, though, mob movies are typically, classically, a bit, they're either about the 80s or, like in The Godfather, it's about the mafia in the 40s. That's just about it. You get the mafia in the 80s, you get the mafia in the 40s.
Mm.
And as far as the major stuff, that's mostly it. Sopranos is about the mafia in the 2000s. And here's the deal with the mafia in the 2000s. RICO Act is a thing now. There's actually a line in season 1 that I think represents not only the real world situation, but also the TV show. There's just a scene where they're doing something. Somebody mentions some news to Tony. He gets up, walks away. The guy gets offended. And he's like, what the fuck was that? And he's like, you don't talk to him directly anymore. This is how it's got to go. And he's like, something to the effect of like, running a family through the eye slit of a bunker. That's the only way to run it these days.
Okay.
Like, very hush on the down low. You can't let anybody know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the sense of this TV show. Like, he has kids. They don't know what he does.
Right.
He's a waste management consultant. Right.
Yeah.
And it really, more than anything I've ever seen from any other mafia show, delves into that side of it. It's his family life mixed in. So The Sopranos starts, and he's getting panic attacks, fainting over these panic attacks.
Okay.
They think he's having a heart attack. They bring him to the hospital. He sees his own physician, who knows him well, and he's like, "Listen, you got to see a specialist about this. I'm sending you to a therapist." And so, a lot of this story is about his time in therapy, using some of that in his role as a mob boss.
Oh, okay.
So
is the show like narrated by him in his own therapy session?
Sometimes. The first episode is. And sometimes it's totally not. Sometimes therapy has nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay.
It's not like there's not like a cookie cutter layout.
Right.
But it starts off like you think it's going to be that way, but then it goes off script. In that case. But
yeah, I was imagining a How I Met Your Mother style, like every episode starts in the therapy
No.
And then
it could have gone that route, but it didn't. So the way the first season, the whole plot point of the first season is the boss of their family is dying. He and his much older uncle both run crews in the New Jersey area. They're both the ones all the other like underbosses are like, well,
answering to.
One of you two should step up.
Oh, I see.
And I don't want to spoil anything, but the Shakespearean aspect comes out of
definitely don't spoil anything.
I don't want to because there's
like,
so many good. There's so many twists and turns in this show, and it's so exciting.
How many seasons we talking?
So here's the thing: 6 seasons, but they did a fucking Game of Thrones because it's HBO Max, where it's
they did a House of Dragons.
6B.
Well, oh wait, what?
Season 6A, season 6B.
Oh,
like
so it's basically 7 seasons, right?
But I think they're much shorter. I don't think they went the Game of Thrones
route.
Okay,
I know from osmosis that this show famously ends like in the middle of a sentence.
It's not in the middle of a sentence, but the scene just cuts.
Right. That's fine. I don't care about that. What I'm asking is like that scene happens at the end of 6B, like you're saying.
Yeah.
It's one. Okay. So it's 7 seasons. Basically.
Yeah.
How many episodes? So it's HBO's. Is it 10 episodes per season, like Game of Thrones, or is it like a full, like 22 episodes?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's 10 to 12.
Oh, okay. So it's like
minutes.
it's like a Umbrella Academy or like a Netflix deal.
They actually. I don't want to. that scene. Do you know who's in that scene?
I don't know that
scene.
scene. No, I don't know anything.
Okay, then I won't say anything.
Okay. This is a joke, but I did remember a definitive answer. I have seen a mob show. It's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5.
Yeah. Which
I can only imagine doesn't count.
No, and I was so excited for it to count. I was like, this is gonna
I could tell
be so cool.
I could tell there's a very it's a thick line that they cross where it's like it's a mob show. Just kidding, it's a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure show.
Yeah.
And it's like I could see that being a divide for people who, like you, who just watched the show and were like, ooh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but this.
Right. Right, and that's what I was hoping for. Because at this point, you have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but it's vampires. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but it's World War II. Then it's like, this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I was so excited for them to be like, this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but Mafia.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Part 3 is like, it's a globetrotting thing, but it's just JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Part 4, they try to do a murder mystery thing. It's not really, like, I wouldn't call Part 4 a murder mystery. But then Part 5, they were like, that's right. It's a mob show.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
No. I didn't realize I mean, if you haven't seen any of those, then you have not seen any of the like quintessential. But if you watch The Sopranos, it's a if you grew up on mafia movies like I did, it's a refreshing like, whoa, this is a totally different take.
So, do you suggest I not start with The Sopranos?
Oh no, you can start with The Sopranos.
Oh, okay.
Just understand that, like, if you watch The Godfather, which they reference a lot, but if you watch The Godfather, it's 60 years. It takes place 60 years, and it's also the. Here's the thing, right? Most of these mob movies, there's just drama and like passion, and The Sopranos is just so slice of life, but it just so happens to be a guy running a crew in the mafia.
Yeah, okay. See, that's, I think, the part of the description I was missing. I think I assumed it was something like that, but as far as I could tell, it was just like these people are going to live their lives and you're going to watch it. But there is more. There's
so many angles to the show.
No, it sounds cool. Yeah. And like, here's the thing, right? I'm sitting here, have never seen a mafia thing. Maybe it's not for me. Take all that away from the conversation. You're saying this is your 4th time watching this show in its entirety. I think it's worth me checking it out. Based on that.
And here's the thing. Pauline was so not for The Sopranos.
Right.
And we get 4 or 5 episodes in, and I was like, I'm not going to force you.
Right.
You want to watch it? And she was like, yeah. And she hates most of these fucking characters. She has an issue. Here's the thing. If you have this issue, I don't know. But she does not. She finds it difficult to enjoy characters whose morals are just at a 0.
See, I'm apt to agree with her, but it really comes down to if they're doing it for like some characters like that, you could really tell like their morals are bad, but they're doing good.
Well, with the therapy aspect, Tony gets very transparent with like, I'm doing this, I'm doing it for this reason, and you find out very quickly. Sometimes he doesn't fucking know. This is just how he was brought up.
Right.
And he's figuring it out.
Yeah.
He's such a...
I like that. It's kind of like a coming-of-age story within the mafia.
He's such a complicated character, and he's not Superman. He's not this badass mafia guy all the time.
Right.
And he's just so vulnerable sometimes. But he doesn't want to be.
So even though he's in the higher echelons of the mafia, he is a relatable protagonist.
Oh yeah, and to a point where it's almost kind of depressing.
Okay. And that character is played by that guy
Gandolfini.
Yeah, James Gandolfini, who has passed away.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
He was.
I remember
he was going to do some cool stuff.
I remember people being upset about that because he seemed really cool. I've never seen anything with him in it, unfortunately.
Where the Wild Things Are.
I've not seen that film.
Okay. Also a mafia movie, surprisingly.
Yeah, and you think like, oh, it's based on, but the book wasn't mafia. No, it's in there. There's a 4-panel gunfight between the things where they are in the wild.
Yeah. But I haven't mentioned The Sopranos here. I'm glad I did. And actually, knowing you, I would say start there and then work your way backwards. Because I think if you started with like Casino, you'd be like, this movie's a lot. If you started with The Sopranos, I think it would be a much more palatable way to get into it.
What's that movie that like film students say is like the best movie ever? I can't remember the name
Donnie
of it.
Brasco. This isn't what you were just talking about, but Donnie Brasco is also a fantastic mafia movie.
What's that movie? I forget. It's like
the Bulls, the Raging Bull,
Raging Bull.
The boxing movie.
No. There's like an old black and white movie that people are like, this is the best.
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane, is that a mob movie?
I've never seen Citizen Kane.
Oh, okay, yeah, never
I'm
mind.
going to imagine no, but I've never seen it.
Is 12 Angry Men a mob movie?
12 Angry Men. The only mob media I've consumed is the House Husband manga. 12 Angry Men. Is that not the one where is that not the jury movie?
Oh, I don't know, man.
Is 12 Angry Men not the one where they're a jury and they have to figure out a murder case?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
Let me know if that's the one you're thinking of, Mason. If not, if it is, then definitely not. But I could be told. If not, I've never seen 12 Angry Men, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, so
yeah,
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
So it's 5:52.
Yeah.
I do have one other thing I was going to talk about. Are you cool if I get 3 and you get 2 this episode?
Yeah. I'm fatigued with Pokemon a bit. SpongeBob's cool. The end.
It is. Sorry, I got confused with Citizen Kane. Oh, he was trying to guess the movie I was saying.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I am all caught up with the Scream franchise.
Yeah.
This is not what I want to talk about, but just because I like doing this, I think the latest one is the best one, and I think it goes 5, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's how I think.
Oh,
they
okay.
go. In terms of best to worst.
Cool.
But they're all great. I say worst because if there's a best, there's to be a worst.
I didn't hear good things about the new one.
Me either. I don't know why. I thought it was really good.
Okay.
The new one that's out.
Yeah.
I have a theory about it.
Okay.
And I kind of want to do a video essay about it. I kind of don't. I think I'm just going to elaborate on it right here.
Okay.
If that's cool. So, the internet has a bunch of theories because these movies, the whole thing is who's Ghostface Killer. It could be anybody, right? And a lot of people, here's literally every theory the internet has. They think that Jenna Ortega's character is the Ghostface Killer, she played Wednesday. She was in the last one. She's in this one. They think that Stu Macher, the character that Matthew Lillard played in the first Scream movie, they think that he's Ghostface. They think that he survived the thing that killed him on screen. People think that it's like a cult, and there's going to be like 9 or 10 Ghostface.
Well, I think there has to anyways, right? The way those movies are set up. Like, it can't just be one canonical person. Like, if it was Jenna Ortega's character, she would have been like 2 years old in the first Scream movie.
No, right. It's a different killer each time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But this one, they think that it might be like a bunch of people rather than just 2 or just one person.
So this first movie ends haven't figured it out yet.
Sorry, what?
This one the newest one ends. You still don't know.
No, I'm talking about the one that's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the one that's about to release in theaters.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So people think it might be Jenna Ortega. People think it might be Matthew Lillard. People think it might be a cult. Some people, I don't really like this one, but some people think it might be Sidney Prescott, who is the main character of the Scream movies, because a couple months ago, there was a bit of controversy because Neve Campbell, the person who plays Sidney Prescott, was like, I'm not going to be in the new Scream movie. They refuse to pay me what I'm owed, so I'm out. I'm not going to be in it. So a lot of people are like, that'd be a cool thing to say, a cool way to throw us off your scent.
Right.
I don't like that one, but it is a possibility. I'm not going to sit here. So here's my theory. And my theory is one that I can't find any flaws with, and I haven't heard anyone online talk about. And it also every other theory is in my theory. So
hey
here's
Mason, this is a great TikTok moment.
So here's what I think. So Samara Weaving is in this movie. She's in the trailer for like a second. So
Yeah.
I can only assume that Samara Weaving is going to be the first victim, because all these movies start with someone who's super famous getting killed, and they're unrelated basically to the rest of the franchise. Except the last movie, it was Jenna Ortega. She gets killed, and then you find out in like scene 2 or 3 that she survived, and she's in the rest of the movie. Now she's in this one, right? So, what I think is going to happen is it's going to be a cult. It's going to be like 9 or 10 people, right? And when they finally do the reveal of like, I'm the first person taking off the Ghostface Killer mask, I think it's going to be Samara Weaving. And the people on screen are going to be like, who are you? But the audience is going to be like, oh, it's the girl from the beginning, because they've done girl from the beginning gets killed. They've done girl from the beginning doesn't exist. They've done girl from the beginning gets to live. And they've never done girl from the beginning is the Ghostface Killer, which is stupid and doesn't make sense unless this cult is all made up of people who have been unsuccessfully killed by the Ghostface Killer. That would include Stu Macher. That would include Jenna Ortega from the last movie. That would 100% includes Sidney Prescott, the Nev Campbell character. And then, like, some people think that Jack Quaid's character from the last movie might have survived, because if you're not shot in the head in these movies, it's fair game, apparently. And then the way you can introduce that is through Samara Weaving, because we've already seen her get killed by the Ghostface Killer. Because the whole marketing campaign for this is that it's different. It's a different kind of Ghostface Killer. I'm something else. And I think the reason it's different is because all the Ghostface Killers after the first movie had to do with the Stab movies, the fake movie they're making in the movie to like capitalize on the real world murders of the Scream movie. Every single one, the motive has been like, they're going to make a Stab movie about this shit. And that's why it's different, because these murders have absolutely nothing to do with the Stab movies. It's just revenge, because the people who are the Ghostface Killers in this movie want revenge on the main character of the last movie for very spoiler-heavy reasons I won't get into, because they feel like she is the only person who is, like, to be blamed for this.
Okay.
I think it just I was very impressed with myself, because it's one of those things where you think about it for a second, you're like, it's kind of stupid, and you think about it for another sec, you're like, oh, it makes absolutely all the sense, and every theory I've heard on the internet could be true if my theory is true.
Yeah. No, you put a lot of effort into it. I really dig what you've come up with.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Mid-March, I think, is when that movie comes out. So
cool.
I will definitely be. I think my friend Jen and I are already planning to see it in theaters. But yeah, I watched the first Scream movie. I think I might have actually even talked about it on the last Honorable Mentions episode. And then I was just like, I'm gonna watch the rest of them. Fuck it.
Cool.
And so I did. In like a weekend, I watched the rest of them.
Are there any plans for Halloween?
No.
You've done really?
I refuse.
Okay.
The timeline is. People are like, you don't have to watch them all. Just watch these 3. And other people are like, no, just watch these 2. But this one sucks. And it's like, I'm good.
Interesting.
I'm more. This is where my head is at. I'm more likely to do Child's Play next than I am to do Halloween. I really don't care about the Halloween series.
Interesting.
Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast video essays, Let's Plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.